Welcome back to New Day. Hasn't this been a fun show this morning? Well, it's not over yet. Time for one more round of Hot Topics. Darcy, Colleen, and executive producer Joseph all back with me now. So, y'all, I noticed that more and more people seem to be going back to work. So have your thoughts on working from home changed at all?
Yes.
Yes.
Do say that. I've been through like one spectrum to the other. We did our broadcast, Seattle's Morning News on Cairo Radio for a year and a half from home, and we did a phenomenal job, I'll say so myself.
Nice.
I wasn't looking forward to coming back. I loved being home for my babies. Because I wake up at 3:30 in the morning, I never got to wake up with my kids. So being there at home, being able to hug and sniff them in the morning was so special. We went back, and then we had to go back home for a couple weeks because of a COVID scare. And it was like, this isn't great at all. Our show was just like stop and go, stop it. So I have to say, just for broadcast, for radio, having that collaborative energy, being with people, I think it's important to the show.
Okay.
I feel exactly the same as Colleen. I had the exact same experience because, you know, during the pandemic, we had to do New Day remotely, which was bonkers. I don't ever want to do that again. But then we have been back in the station for quite a while. But this past Friday, I decided to work from home, and I realized, I'm like, I don't like this. You know, you can't just immediately talk to your coworkers. We work in a creative field. The show's very, you know, creative, and it's harder to collaborate across Teams and Zoom and all that stuff.
It's harder for me to just be like, Joseph, what's this story about?
I know, and also that, so.
There's just some parts of work that is hard to do virtually, and so, yeah, if you can do it in person, it's better.
But I don't want to give any bosses any ideas because there are plenty of jobs and plenty of people who can benefit from working from home.
Yeah.
So,
Colleen, I was going to ask you real quick, did your children ever end up in your live shots? Did they ever pop into
my
those?
toddler was on the radio twice, once asking for a snack, and then when we were home for that brief 2-week COVID scare, she got on air and said, I need to poop.
That is awesome.
I can't remember, but I'm pretty sure I had a very similar situation happen. I will say I was the same as you, getting up at 3:30 in the morning and having to go back to work at that is actually what made me want to leave news altogether.
Yeah.
Because that was so important to me to be able to be with my family, and it really instilled the importance, and thank God I found this show.
Well, thanks for that, because now you're with us.
Amen.
So, there you go.
All right, things also we like to celebrate are our vegetables, like eggplant. The other day, Joseph put in his Insta web feed that he was cooking with eggplant. And I was like, you know, we don't cook with eggplant much.
I think it's totally underrated. I mean, when's the last time you cooked something with an eggplant?
Only eggplant parmesan, and then Derek, our production manager, he brought up the point that that's the only recipe for eggplant.
I first had it when I was studying abroad in Spain in college, and my host mom would put flour on it, fry it, and put honey on it. And I was like, what is this magical thing she's making me? I'd never heard of it. And then like 2 months later, I discovered it was eggplant, and I felt really stupid. But yeah, I think give it a shot.
Maybe I've never cooked it right. I know you have to like put salt on it and get all the liquid out, but it always just has this kind of like mushy, no flavor vegetable that you have to put a bunch of stuff on to make it taste good. So if you want to cook for me, Joe,
anytime, come on over. If you grill it, it's pretty good. It dries it out more and not so mushy. And
I might grill it, but we'd have to have some other vegetables with it. What do you think, Darce?
You know, eggplant parmesan there's like a myth that it will induce labor. When I was pregnant with my first, I was overdue by like a week, and I went to the doctor, and she took out her prescription pad, and she wrote eggplant parmesan and stapled. This was at Seattle OBGYN group, like up
That's
on
my
First.
OBGYN group.
And she stapled a recipe, and I made it, and it didn't work for me.
Oh, it didn't.
But it was yummy.
I was waiting for you to say it worked. That's so interesting.
Yeah. I'll tell you what works, but that's on New Day Northwest After Hours.
New Day at night.
Listen. That is interesting. Our final topic for this lovely day is this girl explaining meme. Have you all seen this?
I love her. Yeah.
I love her too. So the whole joke, I'm like, what is this? What's so funny about it? And they're like, it's just a drunk girl loudly explaining something to it. I mean, it's just, so people have now taken this picture and written their own funny things, like Kim Holcomb wrote something really funny.
Hers was funny.
But what do y'all think about this? I love Colleen. I love that you love her because I love her too.
I do. And it's a flip on the one that's been around for a while too, of a guy yelling in a girl's ear at like a club, and she's like, "Ugh, why is he talking to me?" And they always make him sound stupid in the captions.
Yeah.
What I love is that the jokes coming off of her, they're all really intelligent things that she's explaining about the world, about the ocean, about, you know, so I love that they've made her almost like the smart one yelling in the guy's ear, and he's like, I don't get it. So I love it. It's great.
Did anyone read the backstory about what was actually happening?
Please tell me, because I've been
I
wondering.
think she's like singing, they're at a concert and she's singing the song lyric loudly, and that was her boyfriend, and now they're broken up and she's dating someone else. And so there's the reality of it is it's not really connected to all the memes of it. But is anybody else just horrified that some random picture of you is going to go into meme land?
That's why you gotta be careful what you post on the
because it
social
seems
media.
completely out of your hands if
And
it
it's been
happens.
around for a while. Did I read that
Yeah,
this picture's been around since when? How long?
It's about 2 years old, like
Yeah.
pre-pandemic, I think. Yeah, 2019.
And it just keeps going. So
I'm just
that
glad
is-
that the Facebook and the Instagram and the MySpace wasn't around when I was in my early 20s.
Oh boy.
Let's be grateful my executive producer, like, ah!
Next topic.
All right, well, we are out of topics for today. Thank you all for joining us. I really appreciate it. Colleen, we'll see you back here soon,
Oh,
I hope. Darcy,
anytime.
we'll see you when you get back from vacation, girl.